The rain had just stopped when Maya ducked into the little cafe on 5th Street, shaking droplets from her old denim jacket. The bell above the door chimed softly, the scent of coffee and baked croissants wrapping around her like a blanket. She ordered the cheapest latte on the menu and settled by the window with her sketchbook, trying to capture the way reflections danced on the wet pavement outside. It was her escape, her quiet corner in a noisy city. Then he walked in, tall, composed, in a charcoal gray suit that probably cost more than her month's rent. He looked out of place among students and freelancers tapping at laptops. His eyes, sharp, restless, searching, swept across the room until they landed on her. For a second, she thought he might turn away. Instead, he came closer. "Excuse me," he said, voice deep but steady. "Is this seat taken?" Maya blinked. No. Go ahead." He sat down before she could ask why. The faint smell of his cologne, clean, expensive, cut through the aroma of coffee beans. He looked at her for a long, awkward moment, then placed a crisp white envelope on the table. "Here's $500, he said plainly. "Will you pretend to be my date for a day?" The pencil in Maya's hand froze. "I'm sorry." "What?" He didn't smile. "It's not what you think. I just need someone to go somewhere with me. It's complicated." She laughed nervously. "You realize how that sounds, right?" He sighed, running a hand through his perfectly styled hair. For the first time, his confidence cracked, revealing something fragile beneath. "Look, I can explain. I have a social thing tonight. I can't go alone, and I can't go with anyone from my world." "Your world," she echoed. "The one where everyone smiles because they want something." Something in his tone made her pause. He wasn't joking. He wasn't desperate, either, just lonely. Maya looked at the envelope again. Her rent was due in 2 days. She took a slow breath. "All right, Mr. Mysterious. You've got yourself a date." Finally, he smiled. "Ethan," he said. "Just Ethan." And in that small cafe, something unusual began, an arrangement born of impulse and need, but destined to change both their lives. The car that arrived to pick Maya up was sleek, black, and far too elegant for her scuffed sneakers. The driver opened the door with a polite nod. "Mr. Grant is waiting for you, miss." She slid into the leather seat, clutching her small purse like a shield. Her reflection in the tinted window didn't look like her. She'd borrowed her cousin's pale blue dress, dabbed on lipstick she hadn't worn in months. When she stepped into the rooftop restaurant, the soft hum of violins greeted her. City lights glittered beyond glass walls, and Ethan stood there, perfectly put together, like he'd stepped out of a magazine. "You clean up beautifully," he said, voice gentler than she remembered. Maya smiled nervously. "You say that like I was a disaster before." "Not a disaster. Just real." They were seated at a private table near the window. "So," she said after a pause, "you hire strangers often?" "Never," he admitted. "I had a charity gala tonight. My ex-fiancé was supposed to come. My board members will be there, and I didn't want their pity." "Ah," Maya said softly. "So I'm your human shield." He smiled faintly. "You could say that, but you're doing a better job than I expected." The conversation drifted, from his company and endless meetings to her art, her tiny apartment, the bakery downstairs that smelled like childhood. She told him about her dream of illustrating children's books. He listened, really listened, as if every word mattered. By dessert, she was laughing freely. And Ethan, who'd seemed carved from marble, now looked human, even warm. "For someone I met in a cafe," he murmured, "you make tonight feel less fake." "Careful, Mr. Grant," she teased. "You're starting to sound like this isn't just business." He smiled, eyes soft. "Maybe it's not." After dinner, Ethan offered his arm as they stepped out into the cool night air. The city shimmered beneath them, 1,000 windows glowing like fireflies. "Do you always look this serious after dessert?" Maya teased. He smiled faintly. "I was just thinking how strange this is. A few hours ago, you were a stranger in a cafe. And now you've paid me to pretend to like you," she said, laughing. "You make it sound worse than it is." They walked through the park, the city lights reflecting on the fountain's ripples. "So, what's it like, having everything?" she asked. "Lonely," he admitted. People think success fills every empty space, but it doesn't. It just makes the silence louder. She stopped, studying him. You know, for someone who hides behind walls, you're really bad at it. He looked at her, surprised, then smiled. You read people too well. I draw them, she said. Faces tell stories, even when mouths stay quiet. They fell silent, the night soft and full of unspoken things. Maya stopped near the fountain. This is the part where we say goodbye and forget this ever happened. But you don't want to. She shook her head. Do you? Not at all. He reached for her hand, slowly, giving her time to pull away. She didn't. Their fingers intertwined, warm, tentative, real. And somewhere between the noise of the city and the rhythm of their hearts, the line between pretend and real disappeared. The ride back to the cafe was quiet. The city glided past in streaks of light. Maya stared outside, pretending to admire the view, but her chest ached with something she couldn't name. When the car stopped, Ethan didn't move. So, Maya said softly, does this mean the performance is over? He turned to her. If it was a performance, I think I forgot my lines somewhere along the way. She smiled, but her voice trembled. You're not bad at pretending, Mr. Grant, but I think we both know what this was. He reached into his jacket and handed her the same envelope. Your payment. A deal's a deal. Maya looked at it, then at him. Slowly, she pushed it back. Keep it. I wasn't pretending anymore. Ethan froze. The city noise faded, replaced by the sound of her heartbeat. You make it very hard to let you go, Maya. Then don't, she said simply. He smiled without restraint for the first time, reaching into his pocket again and handing her a small card. Call me, not as my fake date, but as the girl who made tonight feel real. Maya took the card, her fingers brushing his. Careful, she whispered. You're starting to sound like a man falling for a stranger. He laughed softly. Maybe I already am. As she stepped out, the night wrapped around her like a promise. She looked back once. He was still watching her. And as his car disappeared down the quiet street, Maya realized she hadn't just met a lonely CEO. She'd stumbled into the beginning of something real.